What is going on, you guys? It is your boy Cyrus Obsidian here at Obsidian Games, ready to give you more Yu-Gi-Oh content. So let us swing on in. So for today's locals, we did promise that we would bring back a deck that got a little buff from the ban list, and if you haven't guessed it, it is Rescue Ace. Was so hyped to see Airlifter get back to 3. Was sad to see OSS go, but losing it doesn't really hurt us as much as gaining Airlifter back does. So let me show you our revamped profile from when we last played Rescue Ace, and then we'll head to locals to see if we can turn up the heat and put out some fires in today's meta. So let's see the profile. All right, let me show you the profile that we are working with. So to start off with the Prodigal Son returning to 3, we are playing 3 copies of Rescue Ace Airlifter, with 2 copies of Hydrant, 2 Turbulence, and we decided to keep Impulse at a lovely 3 with 2 Preventer, 1 Fire Engine, and 1 Fire Attacker. So I think now going forward, this will be the Rescue Ace lineup, being able to see Impulse going second, so that way we can get into either one of these two, depending on what we need. Airlifter at 3 is just phenomenal, and we're going to be cooking. Next, we followed up with the 3 copies of Emergency, the 1 Rescue, the 1 Alert, the 1 HQ, and then the 1 Contain and Extinguish to round out our Rescue Ace line. Let me go ahead and move those right there. So yeah, I am super pumped to be playing this pure again. But there is some impurity to the deck. We are playing 1 Rhoda and 1 1-for-1. That way we can see our Hydrant and Airlifter. And then to add some layer of depth, we are playing 1 copy of Pressure Planet Raidsoth, 1 Unicorn, 1 Fenrir, 1 Birth, and 1 Theosis. So I think playing this small Kashtira engine will really help us in putting our opponent on do you have it, and if not, then it's going to be great at helping us break a board and just add a little bit more pressure from what Rescue Ace can already do, which is going to be awesome. And then the last bit is just our other interruption pieces. We're playing 3 copies of Ash, 3 copies of Droll, 3 copies of Imperm, 3 copies of Super Poly, and then 3 copies of Forbidden Droplet. I like the option of playing Droplet for going second, because if we're able to ditch some of those Rescue Ace names that are dead in our hand, so that way we can make things like Turbulence, Preventer, those cards live if we need to make them live in our starting hand. So that does make the deck a little 45 card deck, which is okay. We did play that at the regional, but with Wanted Engine, of course. The extra deck hasn't changed much, so we'll just blaze through it, playing 1 Mud Dragon, 1 Garura, 1 Typhon, 1 Anima, 1 IP, 1 SP rather than 2, 1 Sunlight Wolf, 1 Dark, 1 Hida, 1 Phoenix, 1 Unicorn, 1 Promethean. This is where we subbed out our second SP for, is an access code, 1 Zealantis, and 1 Amblo Whale. So we're trying out the access code this time around. I have seen some lists play access code, and I kind of did like it, but we're going to see if access code is really necessary, because honestly, I didn't need the second SP when I was playing, so we'll see if we do need this. If not, we'll probably go for another Super Poly target like one of the Azaminas, but I don't know, Azamina has seen a little decline at my locals. And for our side, we're playing 3 copies of Nibiru, 3 copies of Molchari Perulia, 3 copies of Thrust with a target of Lightning Storm, D-Barrier, and Different Dimension Ground, and then 3 copies of Evenly Matched. So I am super pumped to be playing this. These options are, the Lightning Storm is really to help me break boards again. D-Barrier and DEG are really for going second. Being able to, when I go first and I get hand trapped. Thrust going second for Lightning Storm, again to break boards, is really going to be cool. Since I don't have any other targets to search, but there's that. Evenly Matched, again, is my favorite card. I will say it until this card ever gets banned, if it does. But yeah, this is the Rescue Ace profile that we are going to be trying out for tonight. Again, 45 cards. I tend to stay away from that, but I think playing Rescue Ace as a bigger pile is going to be the key going forward, so we can see a little bit more consistency. So let's head to locals and see how we can do. What's going on, you guys? Here we are at Duke City Games, and we've got a full house over there in the corner. But round one, we have 4 minutes left in time, so we'll make this quick as we normally do. We play against Whitewoods. Whitewoods Azamina, so yeah. But anyways, game one, we opened up trash. You know, Rescue Ace being prone to opening bricks sucks. I was hoping that, you know, playing one of those, we wouldn't see him, but we still are. So it's the crypt of the deck. It's the kryptonite. So he takes game one, winning the die roll 2. Game 2, we go first, and it was an okay setup. Or no, it wasn't okay. It was full combo. And then he drops evenly. And we had to think real hard. We were like, do we want to keep the traps? Do we want to keep rescue, alert? You know, we're like trying to figure out what do we keep. And so in the end, we decided to get rid of the hydrant, the Ambler whale. I think we had an emergency, contain, extinguish. We got rid of those, and we kept rescue, so that way preventer into would be live, Promethean. So we kept that combo so that we would have some form of interruption on his turn. Coming back to me, we were able to just like control the tempo again. We debarriered him on his turn, and then we just swung in for game on the following. So take it. And in game 3, he opens up first. He goes to establish board. We nib him. Thankfully, side coming in clutch. Then we super polyed him because we drew into super poly. We discarded the turbulence to go into preventer. Cleared his board. Moved towards battle. We swung. He did have a droplet though, so it wasn't as hefty of a damage. He was able to get a body on board too, through the Whitewoods trap. But we weren't going to let it phase us. We made 2. We made SP, rock turbulence at 4. We were able to like play on his turn, control the tempo yet again, and we ended up taking it with 6 minutes left in time. So came in clutch there. The side deck, super poly was really great. Seeing the Nibiru was great. Glad I didn't see the evenly that we did side. But yeah, we're doing good. So we got 4 more rounds to go. Rescue Ace is doing good. Game 1, we did see Theosis, hoping that we would see Cashier Unicorn, but maybe we need to either get rid of the engine entirely or up it a bit so that way we can see it. But we'll see how tonight plays out. So far, my impression is getting rid of it, playing Call By and Prosperity for consistency and stopping hand traps. But we'll see. So last locals, we saw an uptake of Ryziel decks. Tonight, we're seeing a ton of Malice decks. And soon I'll be joining them when my deck freaking arrives in the mail. But anyways, round 2. We play against Manadium Visas Bestial Lore, deck. Game 1, he wins die roll, so he goes first. He's able to set up a board. We couldn't crack it. We'd sucky hand. Game 2, we went first. Sacky hand again. We thrust for different dimension ground. Since the deck is heavy graveyard reliant, bought myself a turn because we had preventer on board. We drew for turn and it was Fenrir. Yeah, and we ended up losing. Oh man, that sucks. I think we'll give it a couple more rounds, but I'm pretty sure the Cashier engine's out. Like, or if anything, we're gonna dial it down a bit. Probably get rid of the Rates-Off, the Theosis, keep the unicorns, maybe keep Rates-Off, but definitely Fenrir and Theosis are going to go. We'll keep unicorn, birth, Rates-Off maybe, and we'll add prosperity, just that way we can just dig into our deck. But yeah, that's why we're still workshopping it post Banlist. So there are things to learn, things to try, and we'll see where it goes. We still got 3 more rounds to go, and we'll see what happens. Round 3. Yeah, round 3. So we play against Chimera Illusion Azamina, again, like we did on last locals. He wins the die roll and goes first. He's able to establish a board, and we again we went first because we won the die roll. We established a board that was Fenrir, Unicorn, Hydrant, Turbulence, and 5 set with Super Poly, Rescue Alert, Contain, Extinguish. Yeah.
No, we had used alert and we had one more set. I think it might have been droplet or something. I can't remember. But he was able to play through all of the interruptions that we had. It was just crazy, gas on gas. Had we not locked ourselves out with Theosis, we definitely could have had more like Promethean and the whole line there, but we did, so we just had to play with it as it was, and he ended up taking it. Game 2, we didn't open up the best hand either. Again, he Perulia stopped the... he didn't stop Hydrant. He just prevented me from like really extending with Hydrant. So we ended up not taking game 2 either. Even through all the interruptions we had, he couldn't. We drew Droplet for turn, he broke it, and then we chopped Airlifter when he had like a bunch of gas in the gates. So we lost. So we're 1-2 right now, and I am definitely thinking maybe 45 isn't the way to go with the deck right now. Trying to see if maybe cutting it to 40 would be better rather than maxing out as much as we can on not seeing the 1-ofs. But again, it's experimental. I think we might still try again at 45 later, but we'll see what happens. I'm kind of intrigued to see how the rest of the night goes, to see where I make my final decision on the deck. But let's see what the next round we'll have as we go into round 4. Whew. Round 4 was a scary one. So we played against Grand Maju Stun, and game 1 he goes Shifter, and I was like, suck. But we had the gas too, which was crazy if there was no Shifter. So we just normal Airlifter, or no, we set Super Poly Pass because we're like, no, we're gonna hold Airlifter for my turn when it comes back to me, assuming I have a turn. And thankfully I did. He set 1 pass, or Lightning Storm set 1 pass, and then passed it to me. I normaled Airlifter, and we kind of like comboed off for a bit, and then he Super Poly'd me. So I was like, oof, that sucks. And I don't think I had enough to play around the Super Poly, so he passed it back to him, and we were just kind of on top deck mode, both of us, so we could see something. And thankfully I saw another Airlifter, and we were like full combo, broke his board, and we just took game 1. Game 2, he made me go first. We established our God board again, had the 4 set, we had Promethean, we had it all, and we were able to just take it on the clapback. So 2-2 right now. Thankfully, I didn't see Shifter in game 2, which would have hurt. And we didn't side this time because playing against a Banish deck is hard to side against, because especially the Grand Maju, since like none of my sides were going to really be worth siding. So we just held on to it and what we had on the main, and we just played it as it was. So it actually worked. The one deck that I am wanting to play in this format, we play against in round 5. So we play against Malice. And game 1, we set up the Kashtira board because we didn't have any rest race names aside from Emergency. So we like try to play through with the Kashtira, but so easily broken. Game 2, we try again, and he just had all the hand traps to stop me. So it was like, there was no chance. And we didn't open up hand traps myself, so we ended up losing that. So that was a quick round 5. But I did learn a lot seeing him play the Malice deck as I learned it myself. Again, I'm just super excited to play it. Can't wait for it to arrive. Hopefully soon, but I know you guys are probably not wanting to see it, but this will be my take on it. So it will be different than what we see in like topping tournaments and such, because I love to experiment with Cybers. That has been my bread and butter for a long time, aside from Pendulum. But that's it for this local diaries, everyone. Like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend. Honestly, any feedback is great, or if you just want to talk, go ahead and just put something down in the comments below, and I will be sure to reply back to you. But for now, we'll pass it over to you.